Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, I'm GC Smith and welcome to War on the Top. Today it is Saturday 6th of April and the Tau Empire have been released. So I think today we need to be having a look at the Tau Codex. In this episode we're going to be giving you my first impressions of the Codex, how good it is, what I think will be really good units. Obviously, I will also go over and do some videos in the future, or soon hopefully, with more detailed looks at each of the units in the book. But to begin with, I'm just going to give you my first impressions and then probably break into doing things like in the box videos and building videos, maybe, well, not necessarily building videos, but in the box videos for some of the new stuff. So, obviously, if you want to be able to see those, don't forget to like and subscribe to these videos when I'm done with them. And when you finish watching them, don't do it beforehand. Don't want to have you like and subscribe thing that something you may not like or want to subscribe to towards the end. So, I guess we may get started by having a look at this book. So, one of the first things you'll see when you look at the book is this beautiful artwork cover of a battlesuit commander, or just battlesuit, no, one of the new battlesuit commanders firing a fusion blaster, and yeah, just in a really dramatic pose. And when we open it, we get some really nice artwork going straight into some gorgeous shots and artwork, and just, you know, amazing artwork of Tau versus some Space Marines. I'll just give you a chance to view most of it. Then we have some interesting fluff, backstory, lore, whatever you want to call it, on the rise of the Tau, sets and spheres, their interactions with the Imperium, allies and stuff when we get to it. Here we go, allies here, and some of the ally septs and whatever they've got, their septs, the regions destroyed by Hy-Vee Fleet Gorgon, I think it was. Farsight Enclave, and some really good general backstory on some of the sets. Particularly love the allies, I can't remember what they're called. Let me just check the book. Sit down a second as I look. Oh yes, the Nagi. Shag-Gullard. Shag-Gullard. Is it even on this? I'm not sure if it is. There it is. There, near Tau, there, Shag-Gullard. Interesting. They're basically a species of mind-controlling worms that were at war with the Tau, but they became allies, and the Tau have them advise the Ethereals. Now, there's interesting things there, just alone, that you can go, maybe the worms are mind-controlling the Ethereal cast. Unlikely, but not impossible. And interesting connotations. It's also interesting as a way to explain their Vespid into the Tau with the helmets. I haven't really checked about the Vespid actually. I'm not sure if they're still kind of the same deal. Then we get some go into the forces of the Tau Empire. We see about drones. We see a warlord table. All the artwork for all the units and backstory and stuff is just gorgeous. Great special characters in this book as well. Every HQ, yeah, it is just so nice to look through when you look through it. Now, as I know this is the first impression, I'm just going to go through this artwork quickly and go straight to the meat of the book. We've got the trial army stuff here, explaining the army, not a trial army, explaining unit selection. This is the war gear list, kind of going back to war gear list. Thank goodness we didn't get a 5th edition book with all their stupid no war gear list stuff. Thank you, Jeremy Vetchuk, for this. Next we come to the HQ section, which is really full, just absolutely full. 3 pages, and none of the HQ are crap. Like, unlike the last Tau book, which was 2 HQ choices, plus 2 special characters, we've now gone from what would be that, just 1 page here like this, or the 1 page there, to 3 pages. We've got like over double the amount of HQ. and all of them are worth taking. In fact, whereas before people only ever usually maybe took one HQ choice, it's hard to determine which two you want. You can go, catch your Fireblade for a cheap HQ choice, which gives an extra shot to your Fire Warriors. Or you can go Dark Strider, who makes sure the unit he's in treat the enemy as -1 toughness. An Ethereal that gives all pulse rifles nearby, all pulse weaponry nearby, including Crude pulse ammo, an extra shot at half range. You've got Unshai, you've got Who's Back, which is great, but he's not such a good unit. In fact, he's probably one of the worst HQ choices given this price. Unvar, who's back. We have Shadowstone, who's still amazing and can join units now. So she gives stealth and shrouded to any unit she joins. Farsight, who has no restrictions anymore. Standard Commander, Battlesuit, Bodyguard. Then we come on to the Crew Carnivore Squad, the troop choices. We still only have 2, the Fire Warriors and the Crew, but overall, troops have got far better. Fire Warriors get so many buffs from the rest of the army, it's just insane. I mean, okay, fair enough. It did look like they could take Heavy's weapons earlier today, droned in missile drones, but Games Workshop have already FAQ'd the missile drones to be broadside battlesuit only, which is sad. But hey ho, can't do anything about that. Crew though, Crew, they've gone down by 1 point, and actually, to be fair, we need to note at that point, Fire Warriors have also gone down 3 points. Decent decreases across the board. But it's the Crew, they're just so nice now. They're so much worth taking, especially in the Tau Gunline army. They're 6 points basic, and for 1 point model, you can give each Crew may upgrade all models with Crew rifle to take sniper ammo. Now it doesn't say to replace their existing ammo, so they can fire their weapon in both pulse ammo and sniper ammo. And what does sniper ammo do? Well, it changes them from 24-inch range, strength 4 AP5 rapid fire weapon. It changes it from a bolter into a 24-inch range, strength X AP5 sniper weapon. Now people will say that the sniper's a bad upgrade. Really? They can infiltrate. Now you're able to infiltrate now with a unit of sniper rifles. 70 points for 10 infiltrating sniper rifles. Now if they've got Forest on the board, you're grand. But the fact you can infiltrate like that is just insane. It's 140 points for 20 sniper rifles. No other army can put out that kind of sniping firepower for that cheap. Now people go, oh well, they're snipers, or you don't really need them. And to some degree you don't. Admittedly, they're not that amazing, but they're good for what they are. For the sniper, the fact they're Crew, their trick choices, they can hold objectives. I just love sniper rifles. I love the fact that Tau can finally have sniper rifles, because I've seen how useful they can be against monstrous creatures. I mean, yeah, you do have strength 5 firepower, but your strength 5 firepower is better at focusing its shots on lighter infantry and actual general infantry. Like against Tyranids, for example, your Fire Warriors are probably better off at shooting the Warrior or Warrior Gene Stealer squads, or things like Zone Tropes or Venom Tropes or anything like that. Having snipers that are able to focus on their monstrous creatures and rend and all that good stuff for cheap is just amazing, really. The fact that also now Crew can benefit from Marker Light shots. Yes, Marker Light no longer restricted to only Tau units. Any unit from Tau Empire can use them, which is just absolutely amazing. And then we come on to the elites. Crisis suits. Not much has changed about them. All suits now get multi-tracker and Black Sun filter as standard, and they still have free support options open, so they are still a decent unit. In fact, they're slightly better than before because they're slightly cheaper, and they don't have to take a multi-tracker, so you can get 2 weapons or a twin-link weapon or weapon really easily and still be able to fire both, unlike the last book where you couldn't. So that's opening up quite a bit of utility. Stealth team hasn't changed much again. Their burst cannons, all burst cannons are now heavy 4 instead of assault 3, so they're better there. But the real star of this unit, I think, is actually the Riptide. The Riptide is an amazing unit. You'll be seeing me do an unboxing of it soon, maybe next video actually, most likely. It is just an absolutely amazing unit, able to do loads of things, has some really nice combos, and I just want to be able to talk to you guys when I come to doing that as a proper actual unit. it's just amazing, just what it can do. Then we come on to the fast attack. We have Pathfinders, Vespid, drones, and Piranhas. Now, Vespid, I think, are the least useful unit here. You don't really need strength 5 firepower, and even AP3. Okay, fair enough. They've got a 6-inch range boost, but they've gone up in points, not down or stayed the same. They've gone up in points, and I just generally don't feel they're worth the points in a tower list when you can take other things for AP3 firepower, like Fire Warriors, not Fire Warriors, Crisis Suits with plasma guns, which I would say are superior, or Riptides. There are plenty of other options for that. Pathfinder teams, I think, are a great unit now. I mean, they're already great, but they've just become super duper amazing awesome. Rail rifles, they can still take 3 special rifles in a unit. These can either be rail or iron or a mixture. And yeah, there are iron rifles now for anyone that wasn't aware of it. And if you weren't aware of it, where have you been? Rail rifles are strength 6, AP 1. Iron rifles have a standard of... rail rifles aren't heavy anymore anyway. So they're 13-inch range, strength 6, AP 1, rapid fire, which is great. That's 2 strength 6, AP 1 shots at 15 inches. That's your marine killer. Who cares about Vespid? That's your marine killer. That is your Terminator killer. That is your monk. That is actually just able to kill anything but toughness 6 or below really easily with marker lights. Obviously, they've got the marker lights, which have improved greatly, and just all-round good unit for the town. Then we have the Vespid. Then we have the unique drones they can take, which all do great things for their army. Overall, they're a great unit. Dirt cheap for what you get. They've gone down to 11 points each. But it's only 1 point, I think, gone down. But they don't have to take Devilfish anymore, which is great. We've got the Vespid, which are, as I say, effectively the same as before, with a 6-inch extra range on their guns. Nothing too amazing there. I mean, they're useful, but not... they're useful. They're not crap. They're not useless, but they're not going to do great and wonderful things. The drone squads, however, are a lot more interesting now. There are 14 points a model, and gun drones are standard, but you can upgrade them to either any amount of them to marker drones or shield drones as standard, and you can have up to, we start with 4, and you can add up to 8 more, so you can have up to 12 in a squad. Now, there's something interesting about this, is you can actually put a independent character or a battlesuit commander in the unit, and if the battlesuit commander has a drone controller, they use the drone controller. Basically, drones now use a guy with drone controllers ballistic skill. Don't need drone controllers to take them. It's just drone controllers allow them to assume manual control and fire his ballistic skill, which is great with this unit. You can take a support battlesuit that gives up his shooting to just go in a unit of gun drones and go ha 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 ha, yeah. Or, give them marker drones and have ballistic skill 5 marker drones. That is just nice. Another way to get a load of marker fire in your army. Really, Tau will never lack for marker fire now if you know how to play. Then you've got Piranhas. They've gone down to 40 points, which is a 20-point decrease. Thank you, Jeremy. You know what you're doing with that. It's still a Fusion Blaster is now a 10-point upgrade though instead of 5. But all round better upgrade because Fusion Blasters are now 18-inch range, and Piranhas like 50 points, whereas before they were 65 for the same unit. Yeah, they're just superior than they were before. Great decrease in points. So we come on to the fast attack, and the first 2 options you'll see are the Sun Shark Bomber and Razor Shark Strike Fighter. Overall, I'm not sure. The fighters aren't bad. They're not terrible. The aircraft have their role. They're not something you'll necessarily see in every Tau army. You won't see them in the same way you see the Scythes of the Necron or the Helldrakes of the Chaos. but they're not, I don't think, in this army, they're not as bad as, say, the Dark Elder flyers are. Not Dark Elder, Dark Angel flyers are for their book. They're on par with Dark Angel flyers, but kind of not as bad for the army. Next up, we come to another contested slot. As much as HQ is contested, this is also contested. This slot contains all of our real, dedicated, absolutely amazing anti-air units. We have XV-88 broadside battleships, which come with their new heavy rail rifle, which is Strength 8 AP1, twin-linked, 70-inch range, or no, 60-inch range, sorry. These can take one support system like before, and that support system will generally, you'll be seeing it be a velocity tracker. That does make them 85 points a model, but when you were paying 70, most people were paying 80 points before, 70 plus the 10-point movement upgrade, so they're going to be 5 points more than they were before, but now they get Skyfire. And even if they, and that would be either with the rail rifle or with the high yield missile pods, which is an upgrade for free, which I think is a great upgrade. You'll either basically see these with Strength 8 AP1 twin-linked, or 4 shots at Strength 7 AP4 twin-linked. Both loadouts great for anti-flyers. They're basically a great anti-flyer light transport unit. There's nothing really bad about that. People say, oh, their Strength 10's been nerfed, which it has, but it now gives you a reason to actually field the hammerhead, which is good, and gives them another role in the anti-air capacity. Speaking of hammerheads, they're 125 points now, with railgun included. Or rail cannon as it's called now, and 2 gun drones. So they're cheaper than they were before, they're better than they were before, arguably, with changes to things. The burst cannon, which is... actually, no, they're just all round better because they're cheaper, which makes them better, and because they don't have to compete for strength 10 shots with the broadsides, which is, I guess, another reason they're made cheaper. A great heavy tank unit, going to be great for killing enemy land raiders. You will be seeing a lot of these guys in normal tower armies. Next up are the Skyray missile defense gunship, who can actually get Skyfire now, or as a velocity tracker, which allows them to shoot aircraft as if they had Skyfire. Great unit. Probably points to points, 115 points. The best anti-fly unit in the game. Able to fire all 6 Seeker missiles in one turn, because Seeker missiles don't count as firing weapons, so you can fire them all anyway. And you could theoretically fire them at ballistic skill 5 easily, with his marker lights, and maybe if you get hit, another marker light hit for a Pathfinder squad, ignoring cover with all 6 missiles, or just use your one other marker light to, or you choose the 2 marker light hits to fire all 2 missiles at BS5 with ignore cover. Yeah, they're a great unit to have, and in fact I would rather have them than broadsides for the anti-air. I don't know why. I think it's because I actually have a Skyray and I don't have a broadside at the moment. And maybe it's because you won't see as many of them. I just like how cheap they are. I like their versatility as a unit. I love the fact they provide network marker lights, or they provide marker lights for the army, and you can never have enough marker lights. Next up is a unit which has changed massively. In fact, out of all the units, it's the unit I think, apart from maybe crew, has changed the most in its purpose. Sniper drone teams have changed from being rail rifles to long shot pulse sniper rifles. So basically, they've gone from Strength 6 AP3, what they were before, or Strength 6 AP1, as they would be in the new book, to sniper rifles with AP5, 40-inch range, and rapid fire. Now, that doesn't sound too amazing. But then think about it, actually, they're firing a shot at 40-inch range, longer than most sniper rifles. They're also firing 2 shots at 24-inch range, where most people are actually just firing 1 shot. Because they're rapid fire, and the fact that drones are now just jump infantry regardless of what unit they're in, they jump, and because the only the models that move in the squad count as moving, you can now do the jump move jump, ability, like jump out of line of sight, jump back, jump into line of sight and back out of line of sight with your sniper drones, without any real effect with the new rapid fire rules, which is just absolutely amazing. Just a great reason to take the sniper drone team. Love it, just love it. It's so cool. And oh, by the way, since you can use your guy's ballistic skill if he's got a drone controller, well, the team leader or the marksman is BS5. So these guys are ballistic skill 5 as standard, hitting you on 2s as standard, and they're able to combine with various vicious things. For instance, you start with 1 marker and 3 gun drones. Now you don't need more markers, but you can add up to 2 more if you really want. And you can add up to 6 drones. So you can have 9 drones and 1 marker if you really want to save the points, but risk the marker dying, them all going down to BS2 quickly. But then that you've got there for relatively cheap map points, haven't really worked out directly. That's 12 sniper shots at long range, right? 12 sniper shots at long range. Great, just great hitting on 2s. They're cheaper than most other snipers, apart from the crew. And they just do great amount of damage. You can put an ethereal in the unit, and when they get into 12-inch range, 24-inch range, half range, they'll be shooting 3 shots a turn due to his pulse rule, his pulse fire bonus, because they're a pulse weapon. So then at mid-range, you'll be shooting 36 shots a turn, all of which can be out of line of sight, jump into line of sight, shoot, get 36 shots, some of which would get all hitting on 2s, rending with precision shots. That unit is great, and I'm definitely tempted to pick up a unit just to see how it goes. I mean, I just want to see that happen at a tournament. I mean, in fact, I'd love to see it just go down really well. Overall, I'm really happy with the unit book. It comes with a nice summary reference stuff at the back, including the folding page, which I'm not so glad about. It gets kind of bent, and then it ends with the other, the exact same cover picture. So the same art there, and then ends with just a nice blurb about the Tau. It's a great book. So overall, my first impressions are it is a great book. It is the best Tau book, in my opinion, out of all 3 that have been done, and I've played all 3. I haven't actually played a game with this yet, but I've played all the editions. And I think the rules in this are just far more tighter, far more balanced, which should be harder to go out of... we don't know when the 7th edition will hit, and we don't know what that will change. But this, obviously, being released at the beginning of the edition, should last the entire edition. There's nothing super cheesy. There are a couple of cheese units I've kind of got my head thought about, hoping they work this way, but they're all kind of rules lawyery, so maybe a bit douchey to take against friendly games. Tournaments, go all out if you really want to, but I wouldn't take them in friendly games, really, unless my opponent agreed, and to be fair, one of them is kind of more fun than powerful anyway. And I will share those with you soon, along with all the tactical advice I want to be doing at some point soon. So hopefully you've enjoyed my quick initial opinion of the Tau Codex. Don't forget to like my video if you liked it. Comment below anything about it, anything you want to see, that kind of stuff. Anything about the Tau video. Comment below what you actually think of the book yourself. What do you think about the new Codex? How good do you reckon it is now that you've got it in your hands? If you are a Tau player, how good do you think it is? If you're, how much do you fear it? If you're a non-Tau player, how much are you dreading facing this? And obviously, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of my videos in the future. See any of the the next sets of Tau videos I'll be doing in the next week or so, and in the months ahead. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.